Hi. So I am reviewing an article called A Literature Review, The Effect of Implementing Technology in a High School Mathematics Classroom. It's by Daniel Murphy, and it was written in the summer of 2016, so it's fairly recent. I liked that. The idea of this article was to review and stimulate reflection on the effect of using technology in the high school mathematics classroom, since it can help engage students. They also pointed out, because of test scores in the US, they really wanted us to start thinking about looking at the possible areas of improvement of pedagogy to engage students and help improve their test scores. So the whole idea was to motivate, see if technology motivated students to learn not only the basics, but the practical sides of math in the real world. So they used iPads in a geometry classroom, and they were looking at 4 things: student engagement, proficiency scores, self-efficacy, and self-reported levels of metacognitive self-regulation. So they had 110 students, 57 used iPads, and 53 did not. They were taught the same material, and they had the teacher observe to figure out where students were at. So from there, they came up with that students that were using the iPads were much more engaged, but they were using the technology to also play games and do non-academic things. So that was a bit of a problem there. Students reported that there was a higher level of self-efficacy, but once more, are students really being honest if they're using the iPads for games? The other side of it was there was a slightly lower test score with the iPad group. One thing this article went on to point out is that if we don't have any training for the teachers on how to use the technology to help students, then we may as well forget it. It really is important that we have that piece. This article also talked about another study that was done in Taiwan with a really small group, where they had the teacher using an interactive whiteboard. So she'd put out a question to all the students on an iPad or a tablet of some sort. The students would work out the problem and send it back to the teacher, and then she could go on to showing it to the classroom or communicating just with the student of how to improve things and work with that. That study did show a great improvement in accuracy, and they really felt that that was a good indicator. They did point out that it was a small group and further study was needed, but they felt that the increase in accuracy was good enough for them to look at improving it, and it was good news for mathematics educators. They really wanted us to realize that this meant we should continue working with technology in the classroom. Now, my personal experience, I just had my Economics 12 students in a computer lab the other day, and the frustration I had, my students didn't want to listen to me when I told them what to do at the beginning, so I was going from student to student, showing them where they needed to go to learn what they were learning. Then when students were waiting for me and frustrated, they'd go to the games, or they'd go over to YouTube, or they'd do something that was non-academic. Once I had students on and engaged, they were very excited about the topic that we were doing, and I had them talking about it later. We will be revisiting it, so I'm hoping that the non-academic stuff will reduce because students are excited about doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, I've also used technology with iPads on Desmos in a Mathematics 11, Pre-Calculus 11 class, and I observed there a good 55 minutes of pure engagement. They used Desmos with a Marble Slides program on there, and they worked on how to reshape the parabola so that they could get this marble to slide into the proper areas. They were enjoying it, they were having fun, and they were really learning a lot from that. I also took them a little further with Desmos and had them drawing pictures using parabolas, lines. I showed them how to do a circle, even though that wasn't part of the curriculum, and I got some really, really impressive results. So technology there worked out very well, but they knew what they were supposed to do. They kept working on it. It kept them engaged. As soon as they get a little bored or they feel a reason to go on to their phones and text or use the iPads for games, then we've lost them. So we really have to make sure we know what we're doing, we are ready to go, and that the students understand what is expected of them. So that is my feeling about technology. I seem to get the same feeling from this article, that it is a good thing as long as teachers are well educated on how to use it. Thanks for listening. Bye.